How's it going, creators? I'm here early morning before coffee. Oh. Two things. Uploading my Cave Scout video to YouTube and then exporting yesterday's vlog. Oh boy, 8 hours. Looks like this one's ready. Oh great, look at this one. Ooh, that guy right there, that doofus. Alright, time to brew up some coffee and get back at it. Here we are, first meeting of the day. Say hi, Nancy.
Hi. I'm Nancy. I'm a leather worker and I'm working on an online course to teach people how to do leather crafts.
It was awesome talking to Nancy. Together we're developing a leatherworking course. So keep an eye out for that at creatorlifestyle.com. Right now I'm finishing up 2 vlog episodes. The vlog episode where I remove and start casting skull masks, and then the third vlog episode is of my day, which was yesterday, but it turned out to be a 20-minute long episode. Exporting that HD episode is telling me it's gonna be about 9 hours. And that's not even mentioning the compression time. So I have to process it after that 9 hours, compress it for web video, like for YouTube stuff. That's probably gonna take like 4 or 5 hours. So stay tuned, I'll keep you updated. So for right now, I'm working on developing an outline, a structured outline to follow for later on today when we're recording the voiceovers for Alex for the zero budget art photography tutorial. Well, got my box full of goodies right here. Got a couple masks gotta clean up, got some Bolo stuff I gotta ship out, gotta clean up some of those mini skulls and whatnot. So gotta stop at the post office real quick. Then I got to hit up the studio. Gotta finish cardboard facing that box, that skeleton crate that I'm custom making. So let's go. Creators, it's very important that you go above and beyond satisfaction for your collectors, for your prospects, for everyone that's involved with you and your business. Now, like I mentioned yesterday about how I do like handwritten letters to everyone and how, you know, repeat customers are very, very appreciated. But so what I mean specifically about going above and beyond than what's expected of you. So in my instance, what I like to do is include a little customized little vertebrae to go alongside any of the bone decor sculptures that I'm selling. An example of this, so say you're like a photographer or something, an idea of this might be like, if you did a still life where there's fruit on the table, maybe send like one of the fruit from the table if you're selling an original, maybe even prints or something, or do like a handwritten sketch, something. Because this will get them talking, this will get them enthusiastic, this will get them even more passionate about you, your brand, your art, your products, your inventions, your brand. Just finished up at the studio for now, running to FedEx to send out a boatload tie. It's on its way to the luxurious California. Then after that, I really gotta find my staple gun. Completely lost. It just vanished. Poof. It's gonzo. So I gotta find that. I have a couple suspect locations, but I'll have to check them out. Have to investigate. Oh man. One of the worst things ever is when you think you know where something is, and in my case right now, I thought I knew where my staple gun was, so I could face that crate, that custom crate already, and I'm like, it has to be my studio. It has to be. It doesn't make sense for it not to be my studio. And of course, like, I was just ravaging through everything because I was so certain. I'm like, it must be here. Where else could it be? So then finally, I'm like, okay, it's not there. And I'm like, okay, it could only be maybe like 3 other places. One, maybe my grandfather borrowed it. I don't know. 2, my apartment's basement. Because I used to work out of there, but then I got this studio space, so now I work out of my studio space. Okay, or 3, for whatever reason, my parents' basement. Or maybe my dad was borrowing it, or just generally at my parents' house. So, sure enough, first stop on my route to rediscovering it, stop on my parents', boom! Right there in front of me. Oh my God. Oh, found it finally. Oh, thank God. Thank God I found it. Now tomorrow I'll be able to face the crate and ship it out on Monday. Oh. See what I'm saying? When I talk about Final Cut Pro 7 taking forever. So remember earlier today before I left, ran all my errands, stopped at the studio, worked on some sculptures, got some stuff shipped out. I come back and it's still exporting. What? I just finished the audiobook Playing to Win. All right. Earlier, what was it? Last episode, I talked about I would have given it a 3 out of 5. But, okay, so I finished it. They really save all the good inspirational stuff for the end. All right, I'll give it a 4 out of 5 stars. I would just go back, listen to the last chapter over and over again. It's just condensed in the last chapter of how to really, like, dominate, you know, your field, your industry, your niche. On my way to Scranton, Pennsylvania. Well, I mean, you know, I live in Pittston, so it's not really that far. It's only like, you know, 20-minute drive, whatever. But so I'm on my way up there, gonna meet up with Alex Seeley, pro photographer. Talk about a tutorial that we shot a couple days ago, and do the voiceovers needed for it. Earlier today, I drafted up just a general outline of, you know, like the rough cut for us to follow and develop dialogue for. So it should be a lot of fun. Alex is great. He brews a good cup of coffee, so stay tuned. Oh, yes, yes. Coffee. What should we be focusing on as far as the background goes?
You want to make sure that your background is pretty non-distracting. You want find a nice wall to shoot against, or a set of stairs or something that's going to complement your work instead of distract from it.
Now, since we're outside working with the sunlight, what time of day would be ideal for taking these images?
Around 10 o'clock or 2 o'clock are pretty good times to be photographing, especially if it's three-dimensional work. A place where you can focus and not be distracted by other people, too. You can take that again.
What's that?
You can take that again.
Okay.
I guess, like, what do you need? You need just bright sun and space.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, and rolling.
Just a big open area with a lot of sun and fair conditions is the best case scenario for photographing your work.
So tell me, why are you using a... Blech. Okay. So I'll just be like, so tell me, why are you using a foam core board as a background? So tell me, why are you using a foam core board for the background on the ground?
Foam core board's a great look to have behind your artwork because it's completely neutral, completely blank, and it's going to let your artwork stand out on its own.
So when we go to take an image of a photograph, what are some issues we may foresee?
Common issues when you're photographing your artwork include reflections in the glass, poor lighting in general or mixed lighting, and just distractions, you know, things in the background that don't work with your photo but work against them.
We have a piece of artwork that is rich in texture, like a thick acrylic painting. What would you suggest we do for the texture pieces?
For textured pieces, you really want to show off that quality because it's a selling point. It's something that makes the piece unique, and a good way to do that is using light. So before you photograph the piece, you want to move it around a little bit and search for the sweet spot as far as the light's concerned. If you have the light at more of an angle, you're going to create kind of peaks and valleys in light and shadow within the surface of the artwork that you might be able to translate into the photograph well.
Now, I'll ask you what you would suggest shooting: portrait, landscape, or square. What do you think? Or you could just, or is that just kind of like, it doesn't really matter. Like,
I think it doesn't really matter, but I like to shoot like kind of wide enough that I could make it anything down the line,
right.
or at least make a square.
Yeah. Let's talk about that. Just shooting wide enough to make it anything, really, because when you open up your phone, it's just like pick one of like the 20 different ones. It's like it could be.
Doesn't a vendor usually force you to make it in square, like a square format?
Oh, like
Does that ever happen?
Instagram is like I guess it by default kind of wants you to be like a square, but now you could like expand it to be whatever.
Okay.
So when you're shooting with your iPhone, there's so many different options of different styles. There's portrait, there's landscape, or square, panoramic. Which one would you suggest we use?
I like to photograph my artwork so that I'm free to turn it into something else down the line. So if I have a vertical image of a vertical piece of sculpture, I want to photograph far enough back that I'd be able to turn it into a square format without cropping in on the actual artwork down the line.
Nice. So let's talk about what kind of variations should we consider with the lighting. Like, okay, let's shoot some dramatic, let's shoot some like omni-light, let's try like all different ones. So I'll ask you your suggestion for like different lighting techniques that, to have a well-rounded portfolio of the sculpture.
Yeah,
so
that's cool.
there you have it, creators. We just wrapped up the conversational style voiceovers, and it's this simple. All I did was I picked up a directional microphone. It's great. And I had to download the app, and we just sat here. We developed a quick, brief outline of all the clips that we shot, and we just talked about it. That's it. You don't need to go to a huge production studio. You don't need anything. Just get out there and start creating. That's all you need. You just need that ambition, that goal, that dream. Just get out there. Try something new.